Here with Coach Ime Udoka, day 2 of training camp is in the books, and you obviously are a former player, so you know how crucial training camp is. How can these guys get the most out of it?
Just being ready for what we're throwing at them, honestly. A big part was, adding new things, getting this new group together. And so the first thing they did well was be in shape. And our guys prepared well for the last few months to come in and hit the ground running. And so we could go with longer sessions and teach more. But being in shape was one, and then just mentally being ready to learn and kind of digest all the things that we are throwing at them.
You grinded it out in summer leagues and training camps throughout your career. Do you feel like you can relate to the guys that are here vying for a spot, really trying to make the most of it?
Yeah, and I relayed that message yesterday that everybody's playing for something. We have young guys that are trying to establish themselves in the league. Certain guys two ways and exhibit 10s that are trying to make it, and I've been in that seat obviously. And then the veteran guys that we have are the guys that have been here, Jay Sean, and some of the guys who've gone through the hard times trying to take that next step. And so everybody is playing for something, regardless if you signed a big contract or not. You were trying to prove something and be a leader in Fred's case, or duplicate what you did in Jeff's case, coming off a championship. And so, not just those guys, but the young guys definitely. I've been in their shoes, and I understand how every opportunity you get is, you want to make a name for yourself. And so, my playing career and coaching career to this point, I kind of relate with a lot of different roles that guys are in.
You brought up those veterans. You have Jeff, you have Fred, you have Dylan. How have you seen them quickly assimilate into that leadership role?
Well, it was immediate from day one. Not only verbally, helping our guys out and pulling guys aside and teaching, but their work ethic and their routine and their professionalism, what they do every day, is kind of rubbing off on the group. And so it's important for young guys to see that. It doesn't happen by chance. Guys are in these routines, and they've had the success they've had because of what they do on a daily basis. And so just kind of sitting back and watching those guys, I think they impart some of that onto our young guys.
Watching practice today, it seemed like defensive communication was a huge emphasis. How do you hope that can amplify your team?
Yeah, it all starts with that, honestly. It's a mentality and an effort thing, but it doesn't work without communication, especially with how we're trying to guard at times. And so, you constantly see Fred and some of these guys saying we got to be louder, we got to talk more, and that's kind of the first step of it. And so we're always telling guys we don't want to be a quiet team, and some of our guys are naturally more quiet. Well, you can be that, but not on the court. Let's talk to each other and not try to read each other's minds, and you'll have more success, obviously.
You've mentioned wanting Jalen Green to be a better all-around player. What steps are you guys taking to make that happen?
Just helping him see the floor and see, he's a really good scorer, obviously, and he's done that his whole life. But, at times in the NBA, you draw the crowd, you've done your job. And so making the simple play, not over-penetrating at times, but also buying in on the defensive end and taking pride in that. So I was around him all summer in California, and, he's playing against Booker and Durant and all these great players. And you have to take that challenge on the defensive end or you'll get embarrassed out there. And so he did that, and so I've seen him do it, and now it's a matter of transferring that to the season.
And you took the time as a head coach this summer to visit guys in their respective cities. Not every head coach does that. Why was that so important to you?
I think it is just to build the relationship and start that bond early. For me, I like to go see them in their environment and kind of see where they're from and what they're doing in the off season, but just really spending time. They're going to hear my voice in a certain capacity all season, but you get to know them more as a person, and they're people that are around, family, friends, and see them from a different side when you're in that environment. So for me, it's nothing more that I really enjoy doing than getting together with the guys in the off season and spending that time. And so something I've always done and enjoy doing, and myself and some of the coaches go see guys and get a group together and get some work in. And so, bond over a few dinners and talking out things and getting to know them.
Love it. All right, lastly, there's a obvious physical grind of training camp. How can you help guys through the kind of mental grind that comes with it?
Just continue to do individual film sessions with guys, some things like that. As much as we talk about the physical, we understand we have to keep their minds fresh as well. And, for instance, Jalen and Ime are constantly asking for film, so you have some individual sessions with them, and just tell them it's not going to happen overnight. We're taking this slow, and we want you guys to learn on the fly, but at the same time, we're throwing a lot at you that you have to process. So, keeping it positive and knowing it's not going to happen overnight, these changes that we're trying to implement, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.